this one, this one. Okay. Oh. Sorry, bye-bye. Facebook, can you type in facebook.com so I can make sure I'm online? Can you do that for me? Yes, can you do that? I want to go into my group and see. I can't get it on my computer because it's asking for a 2-digit can't you just type in Facebook and I go into the browser? It's asking for a 2-digit. You just can't get it. It's asking for a factor thing and it's texting me and I can't get to it because it's on the phone. I thought maybe no, mine's not working. That's okay. I just hope that I'm online. Okay. find out.
Oh, hey Debbie. Sorry, I hope you're still there. Let me get my camera on here. I was just checking. I can't. There you are. Hey there. I was checking and realized that I can't verify my Facebook page because my phone's connected to the to my computer to do all of this whatever. So anyways, my husband doesn't do Facebook, so I couldn't go in to make sure I was on the right page. But anyways, let me put my microphone on. That would help. How's everything going? All right, well, we're early, so, well, it's 7 o'clock, but we'll wait for a few minutes to let everybody else come on. And if there's lurkers out there, that's fine. The more the merrier. So we are in, where are we? I guess we're right outside of Jupiter, but we're in Palm Bay or Palm Beach. Palm Bay, I don't know where we are, in a motor coach resort. We're in the motorhome, so we're going to be gone for the month. So anyways, hopefully we'll have some more people pop on here. I just wanted to make sure I was in the right spot, and I couldn't verify that, so I'm pretty confident that I am, so that's a good thing. That is good. So we'll give it a few more minutes and wait for everybody else to come on, and then we will get started. Trying to get my camera. Oh, look, you can see the butt of my pelican. Trying to get my camera organized so I can make sure we can see everything. So we got down here this afternoon. So if you're coming online or if you're lurking, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself. Please state your name and where you're from. Since we're in the group, I'm not able to see the names based on Facebook's the way they do things. So if you don't mind, just let me know who you are. And if you're new here, let me know that as well. And I will introduce myself. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I've been with them 11 years actually 11 years this past February, last month. And we are in our motor coach, and we are traveling for the month of March, and we're in Palm Beach, I think it is. I'm not sure where we are. I just go with the ride. So we'll be here for a week, and then we're heading to Key West for 2 weeks. Hey Marie, how are you? So we'll be heading to Key West for 2 weeks, and then we'll stop in Jupiter on the way back for another week, and then we'll be back the end of March. So we are on the road traveling. And so we'll just give it a couple more minutes. People are a little slow coming on, so we'll make sure that they get here. I'll start no later than 7:05 because I don't want to keep you all tied up since you're here on time. So, but it's nice. We're down here. There's a nice breeze blowing. We got the windows opened. I had the door open with the screen door shut, but we're right next to the pickleball court, and there's some kids over there playing pickleball in the dark. I'm not sure how they're doing that, but anyways, I'm sure they're having fun. So I had to shut the door so I wouldn't have to listen to that. So anyways, so we'll give it, just give it a few more minutes, and then we'll get started. We're going to make 8 cards out of one piece of pattern paper, and it's cute. So we'll show you what we're going to do. It's going to be fun, and I got to make sure I've got make sure I have all my pieces. So I'm counting as we're waiting for other people to come on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we're good. So anyway, so what's everybody been doing? Anything fun? Did you all see? I'm sure you have, because everybody's running the advertisement. And Marie, I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but the mini cut stamp and cut, the mini emboss machine that cuts like your big one, is on sale for $48, and it's normally $60. And also on my newsletter that I sent out, pardon me, I put a list in there of 13. They chose 13 stamp bundles that have the dies that are smaller that will go into the mini stamp and cut machine. So that's kind of cool. So that's a first. We've never done that before, at least in the time that I've been doing it. So that'd be quite interesting, and so that's good. And let's see what else. Oh, and then the new Waves set is out for customers. Next week we'll do some of that. I've made some cards. You guys will die for them. They're just they're gorgeous. So anyways, all right, we're going to give it one more minute and let a few more people pop in, and we will then get started. I have a little button here, and I'm afraid to push it because I don't know what it will do. I've just got these weird things on here for some reason. I'm not sure. So anyways, All right, well, it is 7:05, so those that aren't here, we're going to start without them, and they can come back and watch the replay. So the template is really easy. So this is a great template that you can use to make 8 cards. Now, I made these all the same, so I'm just going to show you the ones. Let me flip the camera down. I'll show you the ones that I made. And hang on a minute, let me get my camera adjusted just a little bit. There we go. So I made 8 of these, all the same. I kept everything the same, so it makes it really easy if you're going to do quite a bit of like mass producing. So this is using the Just Jade. Now this is going to be retiring at the end of, I guess, in early June. So for those of you that want to get your end colors, you may want to go ahead and order those now, because once they're gone for good. So I'm using a piece of Just Jade, and then I'm going to use a different color tonight. But this is, we're going to cut, and this is how you're going to take this, and you always want to find the paper that has the back that's going to coordinate with the front piece. So this is the back side. So we're going to adhere these two, and then we're going to take a 3/4 inch by 4 1/4 piece of basic white and stamp our sentiment. And then I don't have this stamp set, but I used the bird, oh gosh, the one Free as a Bird. I used the flower from that. And then I have a retired leaf punch that I used only because it was a lot quicker and easier for me to use that than to run it through the embossing machine. So this is what we're going to make, but we're going to use a different colored cardstock. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And again, this is a great way if you need to do multiple cards. Hey, Faye. So if you want to do multiple cards, this is a good sheet, a good formula to use. And again, if you're doing mass producing, this is what we're making. We're going to use different colors, but I'm going to move my camera in a little bit. But this is what we're going to be creating tonight. We're going to use a one sheet wonder, and we're going to make 8 cards. Okay. And this is this is using Just Jade, and I think it's the contour, no, in symmetry paper. And what I was saying just a minute ago, hey Judy, welcome. What I was saying just a minute ago is you want to make sure that whatever designer paper you choose, the back is we're going to use as well. So you want to make sure that they coordinate, or at least accent, offset and accent each other. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And I mentioned before, I'm using the this one. I used the Free as a Bird flower, and I punched it. I fussy cut that, and then I used an old, I think it's a sprig flower punch or leaf punch that's retired. I used that just to make it easier since I'm going to be in the motorhome. And we are in Palm Beach. We got here this afternoon, and we'll be here for a week, and then we're heading to Key West for 2 weeks. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Now, we're going to start with a piece of 12 by 12. Now, this is Eden's Garden, and I chose this one as it has the pretty dark background. So I thought this would go well to cover what we're going to do. So it's kind of plain, but it will. I think it's going to work. So the first thing we're going to do, and then we're going to also use. I went ahead and cut 8 evening evergreen, and we're going to do these at 8.5 by 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score them at 4 1/4. So we're going to have 4. We've got 8 of those bases all ready to go, and then of course I've got my white piece to go on the inside. And then in this particular one, I did use the stamp set. I think it's Color and Contour, and don't hold me to that. But I did stamp these and run these through the die cutting machine and cut those out. And this is on Fresh Freesia. And then we're going to use soft suede for the leaves, and I'm sorry for the shadows. And that's what we're going to use for the leaves on this one. So we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, now if you have a pattern to your paper, you obviously want to cut based on the pattern. This one, it doesn't matter, because the only thing I want to make sure is that I've got my back, I want my lines going this way. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut 1 inch off of one of the sides. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this, and I don't have it with me, but and I'll do it in another video, but this 1 inch strip would be used to create a box that you can put the cards in. So we may do that when I get back home. So that might be like an add to, if you will, from next in April onto this set. So the cards have a box that they go in, and hey, Karen Joe, the cards have a box that it goes in. So when I get back in April, I'll show you how to make that box. Okay, so we're going to just cut one end off of our 12 by 12 paper. All right, and this would be what would be used to decorate the front of the box. So we're just going to put this aside. Okay, so we're not going to use that. Now, I'm going to turn this back so I'm at 12 by 12, right? Let me open up my arm here, and you probably can't see all of that. My dog is hiding under the table because she didn't know what I was doing. All right, so this is at my 12 inches, right? So we're going to cut this in 3-inch strips. All right, so we'll have 4 strips, right? 4 times 3, it's math class. 4 times 3 is 12. All right, so we'll start over at 12 and we'll move it down to 9, right? So we got 1, 2, 3. So this will be a 3-inch. Let me line it up at the 9-inch mark, which I know you probably can't see. It's probably off camera. So we'll cut this down at 3 inches. Set that over here off to the side just a minute. And we're going to move this down from 9 to 3 more. We're going to bring it to 6. So I'm going to put it at 6, and we're going to cut that one to 3 inches, and then this is going to be cut at 3 inches. So we have 4 strips at 3 inches, and this is probably will be a quick card since I've got everything pre-cut. So we may not be here for the whole hour, so just be aware, just be prepared. I tried to make something easy because I wasn't sure what condition we would be in when we got here. Okay, so I've got the 4 strips at 3 inches, right? So I'm going to turn them. Now I'm going to cut all 4 at the same time, and hopefully I can get this through my cutter. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do 2 at a time because I'm not sure. I meant to bring my big cutter with me and I forgot. So I'm going to do 2 at a time. But if you've got a strong blade, a sharp blade, then you can do all 3. All right, so this is 3 inches wide. So we're going to cut this at 3.5 inches. So I'm going to come down and do 3.5, and we're going to cut another 3.5. All right, and then that leaves us, that's 3.5 and 3.5 is 7, right? So this is 4 inches, right? So we're going to set those up here, just up here on the front, so I can get them over off the side. And we'll do the same thing to this batch right here. And then we're just going to put everything together. So this is going to be at 3.5 inches. Okay, so we're going to put that over there with that 3.5 group. We're going to move this up to 3.5, and we'll cut down there. And then we've got our 4-inch strips. Okay, so let me bring move the cutter out of the way. All right, so those that have just joined me, we're going to be using, this is Eden's Garden, and then we are going to use Evening Evergreen for our cards. Now the 4-inch, and that should work, so let's make sure. So the way it's going to work is we have our card base, and I'm going to put, and I hope I cut this right, it's supposed to work. We'll see. This looks too long, doesn't it? 3, 3. This is supposed to be, oh, you know what? Hang on a minute. These got to be cut in half because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, my mistake. Hang on a minute. I thought they looked too big. All right, so we have 4 of these, right? And these are 4 inches. So we're going to cut them down to 2 inches. That was my mistake. So you're going to cut 3.5, 3.5, and cut it 4. And then we're going to take our 4 inches, right? And we're going to move this down and cut it to 2. And let's see if we can do all 4 at one time. So I'm going to push down hard on my blade, and I'm going to run it right back. Okay, now we have our 8 pieces. I kept thinking something doesn't look right there. Okay, now that's what we're going to do. All right, so now we're going to put these together. And again, it's an easy, if you're going to do multiple cards and you want, let's say you're going to do some kind of a, I don't know, you're going to do a hop or something where you're making a lot of birthday cards, for instance, then this is the way to go. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to flip the 2-inch ones over, which you can see right here. We're going to place this one up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hear them. I'm going to leave a little bit. This is going to go all the way to the top, but I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch over on the side right here. And then this one probably wasn't so smart to use the dark, but the dark will butt right up to that. Okay, so once we get that lined up and glued down, then we're going to come back. We're going to stamp our sentiment on 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4, and that's going to lay right over the seam. Oh no, I cut this one too short. Oh no, these are too short. Oh my God, look at that. Hang on, I got to get my paper. Oh, I got some right here. Hang on, these are supposed to be, what the hell? What did I cut these at? This is 4 1/4. Oh, these are right. Those two are wrong. Hold on. I don't know where they came from. Gosh, it scared me for a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how I got those cut down too short. But anyways, you'll get the gist of it. We'll do 6 of them. Yeah, those two I cut too short. But that's all right. I think that's 2, right? Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so that's... So we're going to stamp the sentiment on here. And then I'm going to add a flower and we'll be good. Okay, and I've got some white paper here. We can cut 2 more if we need to get that so you can see it. All right, so this is, and again, it's a pretty easy card, but it looks really nice. So, and I probably should have chose a paper. For those that are just joining, I'll show you the card that I did. So if you want to have paper that has, this is the ones that I did in advance. So the back had a design to it. So you can see that you want to make sure the back complements the front. And I thought this was cute. I thought it looked good together. This one might be a little weird because it's I didn't really think about the dark green being on the dark background of the stamp. Of the card base, but that's okay. We're going to go with it and it will be fine because by the time we add our little piece of white, it will bring it all together. All right, so we're going to do that. And I'm leaving all the way to the top and, about 1/8. That might be a little bit wider than 1/8. And then I'm going to, cover up this one. So we'll add some adhesive here. All right, and then we're going to put this down. And what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and do all of these together, and then we'll come back and add we'll stamp our sentiment, and then we'll put it all together. Okay. All right, so that's going to go there. So we're just going to we're going to just do the assembly line. And I know that's, y'all probably didn't look forward to coming and just watching me put stuff together, right? But next week we're going to do the new, I'm trying to decide because I did some really good fun folds. I think next week we'll do the waves. I did another set that I really think, cards that I think you'll like. So we'll use the waves of inspiration next week. And then the following week, I've got another fun fold that I think you'll enjoy. So we'll do that one. And then I'm trying to think of what the other one is. Oh, we're going to be using the waves again, but we're going to do it with the, it's now Celebration, the Marvelous. We're going to use the Celebration paper. Even though it's gone, you can't get it, but we'll use it. Because I have it. All right, so again, I'm just talking with you guys, putting these down. But I think this is a great way, and I have to remember this because I send birthday cards out every month. So, if you're not on my birthday list, then y'all might want to message me your month and date, your day of birthday, and I'll put you on my birthday list. But I do send them out to customers and friends and neighbors, and actually I'm behind. Whoopsie. I've got, tomorrow's the 2nd. I've got somebody's birthday's tomorrow, the 3rd and the 4th. So I have a feeling they're going to get their cards a little late. And I could always turn this paper around too, right? But I'm just going to leave it like this for now. So again, I'm just going to bring this down where it's leaving a small, let me bring this up a little bit. Because I noticed I'm not in the picture. Let me get up here. I'm bringing that down just a little bit. So again, we're just going to keep a little, and then we're going to leave this side open. Okay? So let me, and I didn't bring, I was looking for my silicone mat. It must be in my travel bag. So, all right, so is anybody doing anything special for St. Patrick's Day that's coming up? We're not. We're going to be, well, I don't know. We're going to be in Key West, so who knows what's going on there, right? So this might not have been a good choice now that I look at these colors. I thought it looked pretty when I was looking at it, but I didn't pay attention to using this such a dark. I really thought the evening evergreen would look nice, but wasn't thinking about how dark this is. But it's okay. I think it'll be all right. It will be fine. I probably could have used a lighter green on the base, but that's okay. So you'll learn from me. All right, so we're going to keep doing this. I know. Boring, but that way you get to listen to me talk. So we just got here today, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. They had a food truck. Oh my God, we don't eat fast food. It's very rare that we eat fast food. Well, we stopped at one of the rest places on what is it? The Turnpike. And we ended up getting, which I love, but I just don't eat fast food like I used to, a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's. Oh my God, it was so good and so spicy. I think the older I get, my taste, oh, look at that. That is not going to look pretty, is it? Well, we're going to have to go with that. It was really spicy. My husband's laughing at me. He said, you know, your taste buds are going kaplooey since as you're getting older. I'm like, oh my God. But anyways, it was so good. So we get down here and we get settled and we get checked in, and they have a food truck that they bring every Tuesday. I'm trying to put this up here. This is really dark, so this one's really going to be hard to see. And they serve in hot dogs and hamburgers and something else, chicken nuggets or something. I thought, oh Lord. We ended up getting, I got a cheeseburger. So I have completely eaten more fast food today than I have in probably a year. But it was good. So now I'm going to have to go out and exercise and get it off. So yeah, we're going to Key West for 2 weeks. We stay at Boyd's Campground. It's on Stock Island. And last year we had a site right against the water. You know, I'm wondering if since this is so dark, I'm thinking maybe if I leave it like the whole piece. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. This is my fault, you guys, for not paying attention to the back. I really thought it was going to look cute, and this really doesn't look that good. But anyways, so last year was the first year that we stayed on the water. So they moved us. We backed in. Oh my God, they had I was going to say ass, but they had the back end of the motorhome hanging over the water to get us back far enough into the site. And it's a tight place, and we've got a 33 foot, so it's tight if you've got a big motorhome like we have to get in and out of there. But it was so nice because we get up in the morning. I'll post pictures. We get up in the morning, and you know what I think I might do? I think I'm going to change this up a little bit. I think I'm going to flip this over just for something different. What do you think? Because those are so dark. I think I'm going to do that. Why not? It's my card. Let's do that. And actually, yeah, we'll do that one up here because it's the bigger one. I could put it down here. What do y'all think? Put the little one up there like that. Now I think I'll put the big one at the top. That's what we're going to do because I'm going to change it up. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's live on the edge. Anyways, so we really enjoyed it. We were able to get up and watch the sunrise. Oh my God, it's just absolutely beautiful. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I think that looks better, don't you? Now I wish I would have done that with those, but oh well, it's okay. All right, so we're going to put this one up here, and then we'll come back and put the green one, and then I think the other one I'll just flip them. And then this one we'll put down here. So anyway, we're really looking forward to going down there and spending 2 weeks. And there's so many good, there's about 4 or 5 restaurants within walking distance of where we stay. We're about probably 10 or 15 minutes from downtown Key West. We've been there so many times. We don't go into town as much as we used to. I do want to go to see a drag show because I just love that stuff. And I think it's fun. So I think that looks nice. I should have done that on these other ones, but that's okay. And then, all right, where's mother? Oh, here it is. We'll put the, we'll put the little one up here, and then we'll put the darker one down here. How's that? And, so anyways, there's a Cuban restaurant that serves really great Cuban sandwiches. And so we normally, Chuck will walk over across the street, and he'll get us a sandwich, and we split them because they're so daggone big, and we split that, and we sit by the pool, and then he'll go get that for lunch. So we'll have that for lunch. And then there's a couple of restaurants that it's a nice walk. I mean, they're not close by any means, but it's a nice walk, and they have a couple of other food trucks, but there's 2 other really nice restaurants. One's a Puerto Rican, which I absolutely love that kind of food too. And there's another one that's, I think it's called Hogfish. It's fish. And that's fun. So we'll probably go to those as well. So we're just going to chill out, lay by the pool. Weather should be nice. All right, and then this one we're going to put this way. This would be a little bit different. What do you think about that? I should have done that with some of the other ones, but that's okay. All right, so there's our card bases. Okay, now my nose is itching up a storm. I'm using on the horizon stamp set for the sentiment, and I'm using Thinking of You. So that's a long stamp. All right, so now what we want to do is when we're stamping our sentiment, because it's going to go across the card, right? Let me move these out of the way. We want to make sure that we put our sentiment here. We want to make sure that we stamp it, you know, to try to get it in the center of our cardstock, right? So I'm just going to try to do that, and I'm eyeballing it. And if you're not comfortable with that, then use our grid paper. That would work just as well. And I've got this on at an angle. I just seem to be able to, at least I think I do, can do this a lot easier. So I'm just going to line my card up in front of me, and then this kind of helps me guide myself of where I want to place my sentiment, and I think I'm going to stamp it right there. All right, so we're just going to do, push that one out to the side. So we're just going to get all these done, and I'll go ahead and cut 2 more pieces while we're here, because we're going to have time. But next week's cards will be really cool, so y'all need to, you know, make sure you come back for that one, because we'll those will be fun. All right, I'm really, it's a little bit hard. They might be a little bit crooked, but the lighting in here is not the best, as y'all can probably sense. I can see the shadows and everything, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. All right, so we're gonna keep on moving on. I like these one sheet wonders. Do y'all like those? Let me know if you like the square grouper. Oh, where's the square grouper at? I know, I like the switch up on these two. I wish I would have done that on the earlier ones. Where's that restaurant located? Because I don't think we've been there. And so I'm just stamping away while y'all leave me some comments on that. I forgot what I asked you. Leave me a comment. So, oh, hey, Lisa. How's the weather in, was it Indiana? Where are you from? It's nice. We got a nice breeze. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stop for just a second, since I boogered up the, didn't cut those other ones the right length. So let me just bring in my trimmer real quick, and I'll just use one of these inserts. And hopefully this is going to be 4 inches. So I'm going to cheat, and we're going to cut this down at, it's going to be 3/4 of an inch. And this is what, 4? So let's come down to right here, and we're going to cut 3/4 of an inch, and I'll trim these. I need one of those. And we are doing, for those that are, I don't know, whoever just joined us, let me get this one. So we're going to do that. So 1/4, and we're going to go to 2.5. Okay, these are cut at 3/4 of an inch by 4. So I'm going to move 4 1/4. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 1/4. So let me go ahead and put that. For whatever reason, I cut them short when I was getting all this stuff prepared. I tell you what, I spent. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you this story. We had our carpets cleaned, and I had to move everything out of my craft room. I mean, everything but the tables. Oh my gosh, you guys. I've got pictures, I think, of it when it was a junk, and I had stuff all over the floors, you know, stacked underneath my tables. We took those things out. It made the room look so much bigger. Oh my goodness. So I thought, well, hell, since I got them all out of there, I might as well start purging. So I started purging stuff. You know how sometimes you put stuff in boxes, but you never go back to look at it and you use it? Well, that was me. So I decided to start purging. I have purged stamping cases, you know, oh my gosh, everything. It's just crazy. But I'm glad I did, because it's stuff that's just been sitting there not being used, right? So that's what I did. And so between trying to get that put together, you know, and the house back together from moving crap out of the rooms, right? Then we're trying to pack to go out of town for a month. So you know what that means. Hectic, hectic, hectic. Okay, so now we're going to take these, and I really wish that I had pushed these other ones, but that's okay. So we're just gonna switch this up. We're gonna lay this all the way across. So we're just gonna come down. I wish I would have brought my seal. We're just gonna do a quickie here, and we're gonna add this, and then we're gonna add some flowers, and then we'll put our white piece on the inside. So we're just gonna cover up that seam, And then if you have any hanging over, which sometimes I do cut it a little bit longer because I do want to come back, and I'd rather have it longer and trim it off than have it not match. So that's what it's going to look like, but then we're going to add a flower, okay? So it's 62. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, well, we don't mind doing, we love, where's the group or restaurant? Is it in Key West? If it is, I'll have to tell my husband we may have to go there. Okay, so we're just going to keep adding our sentiments, and then we're going to add our flowers. If I can get this thing to flip over. I got my nails done. Oh, I stamped, oh, that was crooked. Oh, did I stamp on that one twice? Apparently I did. I got my nails cut, and the guy thought I was crazy because I had him cut them, and they really didn't need to be cut, but I thought I'm going to be gone, so I better go with shorter. Now I can't pick anything up, you know. All right, so we're going to just put these off to the side for a minute. Yeah, I think I was better off. We should have turned that one over, right? We should have turned those over that were kind of not so dark. But live and learn, right? So now you know not to do what Dawn did. All right, so we're just gonna, I mean, this, don't you think this is a great way? Anyway, that's what I was asking you. Do you all like, I'm like a squirrel. I get sidetracked easily. Okay, do you all like One Sheet Wonders? I do, because I use them a lot, and I have a membership where you can join, and you get a template each month, and I do 12 by 12, 6 by 6, and 8.5 by 11. And then I show you how to make different cards using those templates. And so you'll get the template each month, a video walking you through how to make the cards, and then of course the sampling and a list of all the supplies. And that I'm probably going to open it up again here in the next month or so, and I think it's going to be the price will go up from when it initially started, probably to I want to say probably $16 a month. But considering you're getting a video, the tutorial, a supply list, and then you're getting different types of templates to use that you can use to make lots of cards. So isn't that the great thing? I mean, you know, especially when you need cards, and you can dress these up. They don't have to be plain Jane. But if you're doing an assembly line because you've got a lot of cards to send out, this is the best way to do it. So, all right, we learned. Yeah, I know we do learn by our mistakes. I do too, but I think I should have used like a lighter card base. I think if I had used soft succulent, I think that would have pulled the screen out better. So just keep that in mind. That was my mistake for not choosing that correctly. Did I miss? I guess I missed it. Didn't? Oh, I know I did. I stamped one of those twice. I have to stamp this again. Uh-oh, hang on. I just dropped something. Oh, it's okay. Told you, squirrel. Let me stamp one more sentiment, and then we'll have these two cards done, and then we'll start with our flowers. There we go. Oh, that's crooked. We don't want that one. Let's try this again. Give me 1 second. I gotta put my head in here. Let me see what I can do here. It's kind of hard because there is a glare, and I stamped that one light. That one kind of looks good. That's okay. I put the lights on that are over the driver's section, but it was like too many shadows, and I didn't like that. And then I had the light on over my head, and that was too many shadows. So I turned that one off and thought, well, we're going to go with this because I didn't like the shadow part. And so anyways, this is what we got. So thank you everybody for joining me this Tuesday. I really appreciate it. It's always fun when we get a chance to get together, and you get to watch my silliness and my goofy mistakes. So you'll learn not to do what I do. And that's always fun. All right, so there's our card bases, right? So here they're all the same, except, you know, basically, right? So now we're going to take, and these are 8 cards. So now we're going to take our cards, and we're going to take our flowers that I already, thank you, that I've already cut out and colored in using polished pink and fresh freesia. So I'm going to put blue, what are these things? Dimensionals on the back of the flowers. So I'm going to do that first. You know what? Let me not do that first. Let's put our leaf on there because that's going to help hold it down. So just remember that I'm going to pull this off for just a second. I should be able to get it off. And if it tears a little bit on the bottom, I'm not going to be too concerned about that. All right, so I have these leaves, and I used, oh my gosh, I can't remember. But I am going to place these, and I'm going to use my, now these might look a little, I think I'm going to have them go a little bit out of an angle. So I'm going to use my glue and then a little bit of the dimensional. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here in the center to hold my flower in place, and I'm just going to put it on there, and then we'll adjust where we're going to put it. Now I've got the Tombow on my finger, so it doesn't want to release. So let's see, we put that there. All right, so that's what we're going to do. There we go. And then that should hold it down. So I think what I'm going to do, and you can put this however you want, I think I'm going to have it go at an angle, and I'll just all right, so you see that? I'm going to make sure I stay in the camera. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and build our flowers, and let me put some glue on them. I'll get the leaves going, and then we'll add our I'm going to go ahead and do like 3 at a time, and then we'll add our leaves. And you can choose whatever, whatever die cuts you have at home. That's the one thing nice about the One Sheet Wonder, is that you can use your own stamp, whatever stamps you have. You don't have to go out and buy. Use your supplies. So use your supplies, use whatever die cuts you have. If you have a box of ones that you save that you don't need, use whatever you've got. So that way you're saving money, and you're using your supplies, and you're getting ways to, different ways to use them. So I'll give you, tips throughout the videos of things of how we're going to make the cards, what we're going to use, different folds, different ways to dress it up if you want it a little bit fancier. If you want it just somewhat plain, you could do that. So it's a really great thing, especially if you're somebody that's just starting out. How come I only, oh, there's my other one. If you're somebody that's just learning, I personally think the One Sheet Wonder is a great tool to use. And it helps, especially if you don't have a lot of, like me, I'm not real creative. I can't think of stuff on my own. I have to copy what other people do, or at least look at that for inspiration, right? And when I do that, then it helps me see things differently than how other people see things. And I'm sure you all are probably like that as well. So, and some of you may be really, really crafty, and you don't have to copy what other people do, because you can just figure it out on your own. And that's great, and I envy people like you, but that's just not me. So, but I think the One Sheet Wonders are great, for beginners, but for anybody, but more importantly for somebody that's just starting out, because it's a great way to learn how to stamp, get different ideas, and then put your take on it, and then you're learning and using up your own materials. And not buying a lot of product that you may not use all the time. So that's the nice thing. Not that we don't want you to buy product. I would love to for you, but I would really, really want you to use what you have and not spend money on stuff that you aren't going to use. Because that's the one thing we don't want to have. Have what we call paper hoarders, right? We don't want to have our paper being hoarded. So okay. Now I have jewels somewhere, and they're in my stamp case, so I'm not going to put them on here. But now I got glue on my fingers, so bear with me. I'm going to try to get this backing off. All right, so I'm just going to start putting these on here, and I'm just going to lay them. However, there's no right or wrong way. Whatever you feel like, whatever you want it to look like. Okay, so we're just going to bring them in, and again, I think it's a great way. This one, the backing is already off, so let's. I think I'm gonna turn it this way and get some dark. That way we can get some color down here. And if you have some jewels, which I have in my bag or box, my carry thing that I brought, but I'm not gonna stop and get them. Just put some little embellishments and whatever on them, and I'll show you up close on the ones that I previously did. So aren't they? I mean, they're cute cards. Now that we flipped the paper over and got the back side, that made a big difference. Don't you agree? Huge difference. All right, and then so I think it's fun. I think this is fun. So if you're interested in information on my One Sheet Wonder, let me know. Just shoot me a message, and don't forget, if you want to get birthday cards from me or something for your birthday, shoot me a message with that for that as well. And we'll put you on the mailing list. It's the beginning of the year. good time, depending on when your birthday is. All right, so we're just going to add, all I'm doing is adding these. And I would probably put a little, maybe a rhinestone or some of our other gems that have some color to them on here as well. And I'd put, what I would do is put a gem in the center of each flower, and then I would also probably come back and put a couple right here. Now, if you, and this looks a little plain, but you could always stamp something on there, but sometimes less is more. So so here's the cards where I, we changed it up a little bit. So you can get 8 cards out of that. Isn't that cute? I mean, it's a really cute way to, these are all the same, so it really doesn't matter. But for those of you that just came in, this is the card that I did. And I put a little gem right there, and probably could have put 2 right here just to kind of fill in this open space, because that to me is a lot of open space. And then just put your white piece on the inside and you're ready to go. So always make sure that when you're using your designer paper that the back side is going to complement the front. Maybe not use what I did on the Eden's Garden. There were some other papers I probably could have used that would have looked a lot better, but this is fine. So just make sure that you have the back side that's going to complement, okay? So again, you're going to cut your 12 by 12. You're going to take 1 inch off. Then you're going to turn the paper so you've got 12 inches at the top of your cutting blade, the top of here. And then you're going to cut 4 3-inch strips, and then layer those on top of each other, turn them, and then cut 3.5 twice. So 3.5, move it 3.5, and then you've got 4 inches left over, and then cut that in 2-inch strips, and that gives you 8 pieces for your cards. So there you go, quick and easy. So it's a great way to use up your pattern paper, use your stamps. You can always decorate here. You could stamp something here if you chose to, or put something else there. So I know that's, oops, I'm sorry, I'm shaking the table. I'm going to come back on screen. Oh, look at that. I got a little thing right there so you can see me and the table. But I've got my little question and answer thing. I don't like that. But anyways, let me change that. I don't like that. Get that out of there. Okay. So anyway, so that is tonight. And I know it wasn't as long as we normally are, but I greatly appreciate you spending time with me this evening. And this will be on replay, so it'll probably take about maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It'll be ready for those of you that maybe came in late to watch the replay. Let me flip down, somebody just popped on. And here are the cards that we made. I'll show you the one that I did previously. 8 cards, very quick and easy, very simple cards. You can dress them up and make them look as fancy as you like. All right, so thank you guys for hanging out with me this Tuesday evening. Make sure you come back next Tuesday. We'll still be here in Palm Beach. We'll be leaving the next day. We'll be doing Waves of Inspiration, and I've got 2 cards that you're going to absolutely love. And if you haven't purchase that bundle, it might be something that you might want to consider. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to have your business and earn your business. And below the video, the Facebook video, there will be my host code and a link to if you want to purchase anything, you can go through my online shopping store. And I do have a new tutorial bundle for this month. Unfortunately, I didn't get it in time to print it out. Hopefully I'll be able to get it printed this week. We'll pull the printer out, and I think there is don't hold me to this, I want to say there's about 30 tutorials in the tutorial that I'll be giving out for free when you place a $50 order through my online store using this month's host code. All right, everyone, thanks again. Enjoy your Tuesday evening, and I will see you next Tuesday with Waves of Inspiration. All right, bye now.